Hey, I'm Jackie Bedard, founder of Carolina Family Estate Planning. And today I'm going to cover the 5 things to consider before you create an estate plan. First and foremost, this is really important work. One of the trends I've seen over the last few years is, we're all really busy, myself included, right? Like we all have these family obligations, we have work obligations, we're trying to fit in some sleep and exercise, we got news and social media blaring at us, and we have all these things that are competing for our time and attention and energy. And, today's digital world just makes it that much worse. We've got these quick sound bites and these checklists, the 5 documents you have to have. And so it's no surprise that when a lot of people come in to see us, they're in go, go, go mode, and they're in, they want to check things off their to-do list. And I just want to get in and out and make this as quick and easy as I can. But the trade-off with that is that we're losing sight of the big picture and what this planning is really all about. It's about your future well-being and security, and it's about your family's future well-being and security. How do we make sure that we set your family up for success if the unthinkable should happen? Whether that's an accident, a sudden medical diagnosis or health event, or a sudden death. How do we make sure that everything and everyone will be taken care of? And so to do that, there's usually 4 components to a well-rounded estate plan. The first component of a well-rounded estate plan is arranging for the caregiving and support of any dependents, whether that's minor children or a surviving spouse or a loved one with a disability or special needs. It might even be pets. How do we make sure that they're going to be provided for and cared for in the way that you want? And usually that's more than just legal documents. How do those caregivers know what you want, what your wishes are, what your values are? And how do we make sure that they understand what your loved one's needs are? Do we have a financial plan for how we're going to provide that support and care for your loved one? The second component of a well-rounded estate plan is what happens if there's a medical emergency. And this is not about just having the right documents in place, but does your family know where they're located? And can they access them quickly in an emergency? Do they know what your wishes are? And I don't mean just some vague notion of, pull the plug if I'm a vegetable, but have you really taken the time to give them guidance about how you feel about different healthcare scenarios, different treatment options, different long-term care situations, so that they're not second guessing themselves? This is exactly why our office created the personal planning portfolio. We were finding that even though our clients had great legal documents, they and their families really still weren't fully prepared. They didn't know what to do in an emergency. They didn't know who to call. They didn't know what their responsibilities were. Those are the types of things we tackle in that personal planning portfolio to make sure that your family is set up for success. The third component of a well-rounded estate plan is, do we have a plan in case you have a long-term disability or a long-term illness, whether that's due to an accident or sudden health event, or if it's later in life that you need ongoing caregiving due to physical or cognitive impairments? Do we have a plan for what your care preferences are? Do we have a plan for how to pay for that care and who's going to provide that care? And have we made sure that any dependents will still be provided and cared for as well? And lastly, the fourth component of a well-rounded estate plan is, what do you want your legacy to be? A lot of people think estate planning is about having a will that says who gets your stuff when you die, but it can be so much more than that. How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as the one that left a mess behind that your family had to sort out? Or do you want to be remembered as the one that took the time to put a thoughtful plan in place to make things as easy as possible for your family? Have we made arrangements to provide and protect your family? Maybe provide for a surviving spouse or education for children or grandchildren, or maybe there's charitable causes that you want to support. So really take the time to think about, what do I want my legacy to be? Listen, I know this is a lot to think about, but if you're serious about creating an estate plan that protects your family, then you need to give some time and attention to these matters. Now, if you're not sure where to start, that's okay. That's what we're here to help you with. We can help you define and refine your goals so that we can figure out the best planning options for your family's unique situation.